Folks, Vaibhav unleashed an absolute storm against Afghanistan A, but a single mistake proved costly as he got dismissed for 44, leaving him in tears right on the field. Yes, to get the full story, make sure to watch the video until the very end. And if you are a fan of Vaibhav Suryavanshi, definitely type Suryavanshi Storm in the comments, and don't forget to like the video. Today, in the opening match of the Tri-Nation Series, Afghanistan A and India A faced off at the Dambulla ground. Afghanistan A's captain, Imran Mir, won the toss and elected to bowl first. The young sensation Vaibhav Suryavanshi and the experienced Prabhsimran Singh walked out to open the innings for the Indian team. A massive crowd of Indian fans filled the Dambulla Stadium, and all eyes were locked on Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Mohammad Ibrahim bowled the first over for Afghanistan A. In the beginning, Prabhsimran Singh batted cautiously, trying to rotate the strike over to Vaibhav. On the other hand, Vaibhav looked in a completely different zone right from the start. Abdullah Ahmedzai came on to bowl the second over, and that is exactly where the Vaibhav storm kicked off. He smashed a powerful boundary on the very first bad delivery, and then sent the next ball flying over point and past the boundary rope. In the third over, against Farmanullah Safi, Vaibhav showed his aggressive side. He played a gorgeous cover drive and then struck 2 consecutive boundaries toward mid-wicket, making the entire stadium erupt in joy. Prabhsimran Singh was also providing fantastic support from the other end. Both batters gave the Afghan bowlers absolutely no breathing room. In the fourth over, Vaibhav unleashed a flurry of boundaries against Mohammad Ibrahim. He sent one ball toward backward point and hit a stunning straight drive on the next. The Afghan captain, Imran Mir, was constantly shifting his field, but stopping Vaibhav seemed almost impossible. By the fifth over, India A's score had crossed the 50-run mark. Vaibhav was nearing 40 runs in just a handful of deliveries. He took an aggressive approach against both spin and fast bowling. With every single boundary, the roar of the Indian fans in the stadium grew louder. In the sixth over, Vaibhav hit a beautiful boundary off Farmanullah Safi and then timed the ball perfectly through the offside for another boundary. Prabhsimran Singh also connected on a few attractive shots, completing a half-century partnership between the two openers. By the start of the seventh over, India A was completely dominating the game. The score was rising rapidly, and Vaibhav Suryavanshi was batting on 44 runs off just 22 deliveries. He had already hit 9 boundaries, and it looked like the crowd was about to witness a massive innings today. The Afghanistan A bowlers seemed under immense pressure, while smiles were clearly visible in the Indian dugout. But on the first ball of the seventh over, a moment occurred that silenced the entire stadium. Abdullah Ahmedzai came to bowl. Vaibhav was in incredible form, and perhaps that is why he decided to play a somewhat reckless shot. Ahmedzai bowled a delivery just outside the off stump with a bit of extra bounce. Without fully judging the line of the ball, he played it up in the air. It was a lazy shot that cost him dearly. The ball went straight towards Ishaq Rahimi, who was standing in the covers. For a few moments, the entire ground fell dead silent. Rahimi made no mistake and locked in an easy catch. As soon as the catch was completed, the Afghanistan A players erupted in celebration. On the flip side, sudden silence took over the Indian dugout. Vaibhav himself could barely believe that he was out after such a phenomenal start. He stared at the pitch for a few seconds and then looked up at the sky. Deep disappointment was written all over his face. The pain of getting out on 44 was evident because he knew he had a golden opportunity to play a massive innings today. As he started walking back to the pavilion, tears welled up in his eyes. The cameras were continuously locked on him. Vaibhav became incredibly emotional right in the middle of the field and broke down crying. His steps seemed shaky as he walked. It looked as if he was deeply frustrated with himself. Looking at this sight, the Indian fans in the stands got emotional too. Several spectators stood up and started applauding to boost the young batsman's morale. Prabhsimran Singh watched him from the non-striker's end and tried to comfort him. Even while walking up the steps of the pavilion, Vaibhav kept looking back at the field. He was likely wondering why he couldn't convert such a fantastic start into a big score. The players in the Indian dugout tried to comfort him, patting his shoulder to cheer him up. Although Vaibhav's innings ended at just 44 runs, his batting proved once again just how dangerous of a player he is. His innings stacked with 9 boundaries might not have lasted long, but for a brief period, he absolutely gave the Afghan bowlers nightmares. By the time Vaibhav was dismissed, India A's score was 74 for the loss of 1 wicket. After his departure, Priyansh Arya came out to bat. However, he couldn't stay out there for long and became Abdullah Ahmedzai's second victim after scoring just 8 runs. On the other end, Prabhsimran Singh took charge of the responsibility and anchored the innings alongside Rituraj Gaikwad. After 11.1 overs, India A's score was 100 for 2 wickets. Prabhsimran Singh was batting on 37 runs, while Rituraj Gaikwad remained unbeaten on 7. Despite Vaibhav's early dismissal, India A looked in a solid position. However, the talk of the entire stadium remained focused on that single young batsman who won everyone's heart despite getting out for 44.